In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to customize your settings and make the app more personable for you. So in the top right hand corner, there's an account setup button from the drop down, or on the left hand side in this menu, there's also one called account settings, and both will take you to the account setup screen, showing here at the top account setup. So you'll see the top area, the top left, is all to do with your customization. So we're going to start in the business profile area, and the first thing that you might want to do is to change your logo. So you want to click on the little camera button, and then you'll be able to select it from somewhere in your desktop. So for example, here we've got our logo showing in this option here. So if you open it here, you'll see that that's now showing directly in your picture. You can turn it and rotate it if it does import incorrectly, and if you want to change the picture out, you just press on the camera button, and again it goes in to give you a new option to select a different photo. So you'll have already entered in your first name, and I suggest you put in your last name in the last name box, and then you'll put in your business name. For example, if you're a hairdresser, call ourselves British Hairways for this example. And so by entering that information, you've now got your first name, your last name, your business name, and you've got your username, which is the one that you log in with, and you've got your logo. So I like to save the changes as you go along, but you do need to enter in the category that you work in, your industry. So for example, if you're in the beauty industry, it could be any of these other ones. If you're not sure where you fit in, just pop in other small business professional, or any of these that seem relevant to you, and then after that just give a title of what you would refer to yourself as. So we've put in here as a hairdresser, and then just press the save changes, and this will confirm that your business details have been updated successfully. So if you notice now, your logo picture here is now showing in the top right hand area, and if you want to add in a business address, you can do that here by clicking the add business address. It will take you to a new location area, so it asks you to call this first location a location name. So I suggest you just put in something like work address or office, and then you're going to enter in the actual address of where it is, and at the bottom here you can select it to be showing in your online booking options when you go to set that up, if you want this address to be associated with somewhere that's given as an option for your online booking clients to see. It's also got the option here to add it as your billing address, so you just click that on, click it off if it's not your billing address, but if we click it on here and we press the button save, once it gives you the success message, it will show directly into your locations area as your work address, and it shows it over here on the right. If there's a spelling mistake or you need to change it at all, you just click on the green and you can actually delete it if it changes and you don't need it anymore. Or if you want to change any of the details or change it from being your billing address, or you don't want it associated with your online bookings, you would select the edit button first, and then you can make these changes. Without selecting the edit button, it won't let you make any changes directly to that information. These buttons just don't work. Okay, so just don't forget to press that edit button. So on the locations, you can list as many different location addresses that you might go to. You just keep adding them in at the bottom here, add new location, and then they will all show up in the list here. So under your business profile, you've now got your billing address showing since you've added it in. You've got the ability to add a phone number here that's also associated with your account. So for example, you need to put in the full number in there, and then you press the save changes, and that will confirm that that's been saved successfully. You can add additional phone numbers here, or you can just take them away by pressing the small button with the cross. In addition to that, you oops, that's not gone away. Okay, there we are. So you can also change your password here by clicking on the change password, and you'll need to enter your current password here before it will enable you to put your new password and then to repeat it in here. You've also got the little I button so that you can check and see what you've typed in to check that there aren't any typos. And we ask you here to make sure that your password has at least 8 characters in it. It contains 1 capital letter and 1 number. This is just to help increase your security and to keep you safe. Once you've changed your password, it will then log you out of any other devices where you might have already been signed in. So it's important to remember your new password, and remember that the next time you go to log in on another device, you'll need to enter that new password. So we've done the add phone, the change password, the edit the business address. This is your email, so this is where any emails will come to you as. So if you need to update it, this is where you would change it. And it's important that you have your correct country code here. We've selected it as +44 because we're based here in the UK, but you can amend it if you're in any of these other countries, and you just select the one that's relevant to you. This is very important that you have the correct SMS, the correct country code here for your SMS messages to be sent, because SMSs can't be sent unless it's got the plus button, the +44 at the beginning of your mobile numbers where they're going to be sent. So you press your save changes, and again it will give you a confirmation message to say that everything's been saved successfully. So coming out of your business profile, you've now set up your business profile, and we've covered off your locations. We're now going to have a look at your calendar and your time. And by looking here at the top, we've got the option for you to look at a 12-hour clock or a 24-hour clock. You would literally just toggle into which view you prefer. This is relating to your time slot options, which will show up in your appointments calendar. So it starts off at 15 minutes, but you can select if you do 20-minute appointments and any of these other variables, depending on how often you want your calendar slots to show. So the week start day is self-explanatory. You can have your week starting at any day in particular. Most people, I think, do start on a Monday. And here, this is to do with your time zone, and this is important again for your SMSs, that it's sent in the right time zone. So, for example, we're all based in the UK, so we would select the London time zone, and then that's saved under UTC +0. The date format relates to UK dates or the US date format. So again, you would just change the date format by ticking in the box. And over here we've got business timings, and this green tick indicates that your diary is open for your business hours on these days. So if you only work a Monday to Friday, you would just uncheck those boxes. And if you want to change any of these 8 to 5 times, you would literally just go into the time picker. You might work, for example, 9 o'clock. You press the AM button, done, and that's changed that to 9 o'clock. Maybe you might work till 6 o'clock, so you would change it to 6 PM, done, and then this will be reflected, this 9 till 6, on your calendar when we go into the appointments in a moment. This location address here relates to if you're going to be doing any online booking services. So if you want any of your diary to show up in your online booking services, you would select which days you want to show up with your online booking, and you would choose the associated address. So we've only got one work address showing in here, but if you've added more location addresses, you can toggle between them. So you might work at one work address on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then somewhere else on a Thursday and a Friday. And maybe you do mobile work on a Wednesday, so you wouldn't show that option potentially for an online booking. So once you've selected all of your work times, your start and end times, you then press the Save Changes, and it will confirm that your calendar and time settings have been saved successfully. Going back into here, we have got a facility that we're going to be updating soon to connect to your calendars, but at the moment we are just waiting for Google Calendar to approve the app, so that will be coming very soon. And once we move forwards with our development for iCal and Outlook, it'll be possible to integrate between the diaries. Lastly, the dashboard setting. This lets you choose whether you want to have all of those 6 boxes showing in your headline on the dashboard, or whether you just want to have select ones. So if you don't actually sell any products and you don't ever send any invoices, you may not want to have those 2 showing, and you may not want to see your summary information. So if you select those 3 off and you press your Save Changes, you'll notice on your dashboard now you'll only have those 3 large boxes showing up. So those again are changed under the account settings, under the dashboard here, and just by toggling them on and off, and then don't forget to press the Save Changes. So that's going to be reflected back here. What I was talking to you about just now about the appointments calendar, you can see that where you've selected your 9 until 6 working hours, that's reflected with these white spaces. and you'll see that as you chose 15-minute options, that's showing 4 different slots per hour. So obviously if you chose it in 30-minute slots, you would only have 2 slots per hour showing in your diary. So that's how you can change the view of your calendar. So we had Saturday and Sunday switched off, so those 2 days are greyed out, but it doesn't mean you can't add appointments in. It's just showing you an overview of your actual working week and the hours that you've chosen. So that's all about the customization of your settings, and we've covered off those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas.